by strong contrast, they said, hold on, you cannot start manufacturing renewables here. You cannot compete with the Chinese on a grand scale. It would need huge amounts of subsidies, which in the end, which would be kind of, it would be uncompetitive. And we had some tech expert also put some of his caution on the potential that he said that, listen, it's if you put all your eggs in one basket by putting the desert with full of solar panels, it might be that this is a stranded technology. It's over the years, if there is a new technology coming up. So this was around a bit more than 2 years. So what's happened so far? So since then, a number of interesting things have changed. So one of them is the election of President Trump. And last time when I was in Saudi Arabia was actually just this October when I participated at the Future Investment Conference in Riyadh. And there I had a conversation with a leading renewable energy expert and policy expert in Saudi Arabia. And he said something to me that let me change the way about how I think about renewable manufacturing in a globalized world. And he told me, yes, it will be very difficult for Saudi Arabia to start from scratch and compete with China. Therefore, he said, why not inviting competitive Chinese large manufacturers to produce in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and use Saudi Arabia as a hub for exporting. So if he would have said this a few years ago, I would have smiled at him. But in the current context of the US-Chinese trade war and the tariffs imposed by the Trump administration, specifically the tariffs on solar panels and solar components made in China, I thought, actually, this is really, there's a truth behind this. And I want to now go with you and I want to illustrate the point that geopolitics is a critical factor in investment decisions and that it opens up new opportunities, specifically for countries like the Kingdom, by illustrating this with some examples from history. For example, if we look back in the 1980s and 90s, Japan was somewhat comparable to what is China today. Everybody at this time feared